Hello everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. Welcome back to our Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs channel, and today's date is 26/2/2025 and today's day is Mahashivratri. So happy Mahashivratri everyone first. And आज क्या job dates हैं for everyone, we'll get to know about this in this, we'll get to know about all these things in this video. So watch this video till end and subscribe नहीं करा तो first subscribe our channel. So let's start with our rating side. For ratings, there is an opening in Anglo-Eastern Ship Management. They required able seaman, oiler, fitter. They required for their bulk carrier, LPG carrier, chemical tanker and oil tanker ships. So these are job openings over here, but they required experience. So if you have, share your CV today itself at nazneen.a@angloeastern.com. Let's move on to our next job opening. So Williamson Ship Management required able seaman and fitter for their self-unloader vessel. US C1D visa is required over here. Joining date will be very soon. Means urgent job opening over here. Then Ocean 1 Ship Management required able seaman for their oil tanker vessel. Oil tanker expenses must over here. Ocean 1 Ship Management required able seaman as well as they required pump man also for the oil and chemical tanker. Must have oil and chemical tanker experience. Mandatory over here. If you have, so share your CV by today only. And sharing your CV, for sharing your CV, you need to click on this button. For clicking on this button, you need to go through our WhatsApp channel, Merchant Navy Job Dates. Then Nimbus Marine Group required Boshan for their offshore ships. Contract duration will be 4 months. Burkhan Shipping required fitter for their oil and chemical vessels. Salary they will provide $1,968 per month. Minimum 12 month of rank expense they are asking, and they required US C1D visa also. So if you have, so share your CV. There is an opportunity for you for GS, for General Steward. If you have experience on at least 3 vessel experience on oil and chemical tankers, so share your CV by today at Burkhan Shipping. Salary they will provide $1,366 per month. US C1D visa is mandatory over here. Then Sea Scout Global Private Limited, they required able seamen for their LPG tanker. Minimum 1 year of rank expense is preferred over here. All valid document with at least 1 year of validity. So means if you have CDC, so there must be, it will be expired after 1 year. So there is a requirement over here. Starship Management required able seamen for their gear bulk carrier. Joining will be first week of March, so joining is very soon. Must hold Indian COP. Then Burkhan Shipping required engine fitter. Vacancies for 1 people. Oil for their oil and chemical tanker, mid-range tanker vessel. Valid basic tanker certificate, means basic DC is required over here. Minimum 12 month of rank experience is mandatory on this type of ships. So if you have, so share your CV. For sharing your CV, you need to go through our channel Merchant Navy Job Dates on WhatsApp, and please let them know you got to know from Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. Let's move to our next job opening for 4th engineers. So let's see what are the job opening today. For 4th engineer, there is an opening in Kiva Shipping LP. They required 4th engineer for their car carrier vessel. Must have experience on M engine ships. Only white COC is acceptable here. Blue Fortune Ship Management required 4th engineer for their oil tanker vessel. Joining date will be very soon. Requirements must have relevant experience on the similar type of vessel. Then AZ Maritime Private Limited, they required 4th engineer for their feeder container vessel. There is no requirement mentioned here. So if you have cleared your if you have recently cleared your MU Class 4 COC, so share your CV by here and wait for the response. Then Sea Scout Global Private Limited, they required 4th engineer for their LPG carrier ship. Minimum 1 year of rank experience is preferred over here. All valid documents with at least 1 year of validity is mandatory over here. Starship Vessel Management required 4th engineer for their gear bulk carrier vessel. Joining date will be very soon. There is no such requirement mentioned over here, so might be there is a chance for you if you have cleared your MU Class 4 recently. Let's move on to our next job opening for 3rd officer, and let's see there is an opening for fresher or not. For 3rd officer, there is an opening in Columbia Order Ship Management. They required for their oil and chemical tanker vessel 6 months of rank experience is mandatory over here. US C1D visa is also required. And till that, if you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe us by today only and follow us on Insta also, Merchant Navy Decoded _jobs. Then for 3rd officer, there is a requirement in ABB Ship Management. They required for their Aframax tanker vessel. Flag of the vessel will be Panama. Joining location will be Oman, and joining date will be within a week. So there is a hot job opening over here. Then AZ Maritime required 4th engineer ratings also for their feeder container vessel. They have not mentioned any requirement if you have cleared your 2nd mate COC recently. So share your CV today only. Then Burkhan Shipping required 3rd officer for their oil and chemical tanker mid-range vessel. Minimum 12 month of rank experience they required. Advanced DC also they required, and valid US C1D visa is mandatory over here. So then there is more opening. So Ocean 1 Ship Management required 3rd officer for their oil and chemical tanker. Oil and chemical tanker expenses mandatory over here. They will provide internet on board also. Online joining procedures, no office visit required, immediate joining. Then Anglo-Eastern Ship Management required 3rd officer for their bulk carrier vessel. Minimum bulk carrier, oil tanker and CTPT vessel. Minimum 6 to 8 months of rank expenses mandatory over here. Anglo-Eastern Ship Management required 3rd officer for their they have not mentioned any type of shift. So if you have recently cleared your 2nd mate COC and searching for jobs, so there is an opportunity for you in Anglo-Eastern Ship Management. They required to completed your PC training from the particular list of the colleges, and maximum 2 attempts in written and 4 in orals, must have cleared exam within 2 years of last vessel sign off. So there is an opportunity for you. Grab it by today only. Share your CV by today, and please let them know you got to know from Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. And for more such updates like this, follow us on LinkedIn also, Merchant Navy Decoded Job. Let's move over to our next job opening for third officer. So Columbia or Ship Management required oil for third officer for their oil and chemical tanker must have US C1D visa. Must have US C1D visa, so they required US C1D visa over here. Sea Scout Global Private Limited, they required third officer for their gear bulk carrier for LPG carrier. Experience will be 1 year of rank expenses mandatory over here. All valid documents with at least 1 year of validity. So these are the job openings for third officer today. Let's move to the senior job openings for master. For master, there is an opening in Williamson Ship Management. They require master for their self-unloaded vessel, means bulk carrier vessel. US C1D visa is mandatory over here. AZ Maritime required master for their feeder container vessel. VR Maritime Chennai required master for their VLGC tanker. Means 2023 built, new ship it is. 12 to 18 month of rank expenses mandatory over here. Wages, they have mentioned salary will be negotiable. You need to visit the office. Sea Scout Global Private Limited required master for their crew boat. Minimum 1 year of rank expenses preferred over here. All valid documents with at least 1 year of validity is mandatory over here. So share your CV by today itself. For sharing your CV, go through our WhatsApp channel Merchant Navy Decoded Jobs. If you have not, you need to go through our WhatsApp channel Merchant Navy Job Dates. If you have not followed us yet, you need to go through your WhatsApp. Just go through the search bar, search Merchant Navy Job Dates in Find Channel section. Search there Merchant Navy Job Dates. On the first tab itself, our channel will come. Follow us by today, and on everyday basis at 10 AM, you will get all the job openings. Apply there by today itself. After clicking on this link, it will redirect to the person HR or personnel of the company. For Columbia or like if you click on this, so it will redirect to the person. There you need to only share your CV. We have already mentioned all the messages. Hi, my name is this and all like that. So just you need to share your CV. We are doing all the things. Follow us on Insta, follow us on WhatsApp, सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल, कमेंटेड बिलो कि और क्या क्या फीडबैक है आपके एंड से, सो विल कवर अप देम. जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय माता दी. Let's see for second officer what are the job opening today. So Columbia Order Ship Management required second officer for their DP2 vessel. Kineva Shipping Private Limited requires second officer for their FG tanker vessel. FG tanker COC, FG COC is mandatory over here. Then AG Maritime required second officer for their feeder container vessel. VR Maritime Chennai required master. They required second officer for their LPG tanker. Joining date will be first week of March, so urgent opening over there. Sea Scout Global Private Limited required second officer for their gear bulk carrier. Minimum 1 year of rank experience they are asking. Anglo-Eastern Ship Management required second officer for their bulk carrier vessel with chief mate license. Onboard promotion prospects. If you would have completed, if you have cleared your chief mate exams, so there is an opening for you. Rank expenses must on ship out, that type of similar type of ships. Let's move over to our ETO job opening. For ETOs, there is an opening in All Weather Shipping Trading and Service Private Limited. They required ETO for their oil tanker vessel. Synergy Maritime Recruitment Service Private Limited required ETO for their oil and chemical tanker vessel. 25 plus month of rank expenses mandatory over here. Then Sulin Ship Management required ETO for their bitumen tanker or oil and chemical tanker. Then AZ Maritime required you for their feeder container vessel. VR Maritime required for their VLGC, gas carrier, LPG carrier, LNG carrier or VLEC carriers. So these are the job openings in VR Maritime. So lots of opening for ETO today in VR Maritime. Share your CV today itself. Do not miss it. Columbia Order Ship Management required ETO for their container vessel, must have COC. Sulin Ship Management required ETO for their oil and chemical tanker. GRT will be 60,500. Expenses mandatory over here. Starship Vessel Management required ETO for their gear bulk carrier. Joining date will be first week of March. Burkan Ship Management required ETO. There is 4 vacancies for ETO in oil and chemical tanker mid-range vessel. Minimum 12 month of sea time they are asking. So these are the job openings for ETO today. Share your CV today only. Let's move over to the next job opening for chief officers. For chief officers, there is an opening in Anglo-Eastern Ship Management. They required for their bulk, oil chemical or pure chemical vessel. Then Columbia Order Ship Management required chief mate for their DP2 vessel. Williamson Ship Management required chief officer for their VLGC carrier. Minimum 7 month of rank expenses required here. ABB Ship Management required chief officer for their NCV tugboat vessel. AZ Maritime required chief officer for their feeder container vessel. Anglo-Eastern Ship Management required chief officer for their bulk carrier, oil tanker or CTPT vessel. Minimum 6 to 8 month of rank expenses mandatory on the similar type of vessel. Sea Scout Global Private Limited required chief officer for their crew boat vessel. Minimum 1 year of rank expenses preferred over here. Starship Vessel Management required chief officer for their gear bulk carrier vessel. Columbia Order Ship Management required chief officer for their containers vessel. Blue Fortune Ship Management required chief officer for their oil tanker vessel. Experience is mandatory over here. A ships means Atlantis ship required chief officer for their chemical tanker vessel. So these are the job openings over here. Valid STCW and other relevant maritime credential is mandatory over here. Let's move to the next chief, means chief engineer job opening. For chiefs, there is an opening in Kiva Shipping LLP. They required for their car carrier vessel. V Ships required chief engineer for their cruise vessel. Ship name will be Shaga. Williamson Ship Management required chief engineer for their self-unloaded bulk carrier vessel. Williamson Ship Management required chief engineer for their PCTC and capsize bulk carrier vessel. Then Columbia Order Ship Management required chief engineer for their ASTS DP2 vessel. These are the job openings for Bada Sahab. Let's move to the next job opening for second engineer. For second engineers, there is an opening same as chief engineer. There is an opening in Kiva Shipping. They required for their car carrier vessel. Must have experience on ME engines. Williamson Ship Management required second engineer. They required chief engineer also for PCTC and capsize vessel. Then Naz Maritime required second engineer for their Handymax bulk carrier. Minimum 4 to 8 months of rank expenses mandatory over here. Nimbus Marine Group required second engineer for their DP2 vessel. Key Nautilus Shipping India Private Limited required second engineer for their coastal MBC vessel. AZ Maritime required second engineer for their feeder container vessel. VR Maritime required second engineer for their LPG carrier vessel. Then Sea Scout Global Private Limited required second engineer for their gear bulk carrier and oil tanker vessel. Columbia Order Ship Management required second engineer for their ASTS DP2 vessel. Starship Vessel Management required second engineer for their gear bulk carrier vessel. Columbia Order Ship Management required for their DP2 vessel. So lots of opening for second engineer today in offshore as well as in main fleet. So share your CV today itself. For sharing your CV, join our WhatsApp channel. Merchant Navy job updates. Let's move to the next job opening for third engineers. For third engineers, there is an opening in Kiva Shipping. They required chief, second and third engineers for their car carrier vessel. Must have rank experience on ME engines. Then Columbia Order Ship Management required for their non-DP ASTS vessel. Keniva Shipping Private Limited required for their coastal mini tanker vessel. They required Indian NCV-COC. Ocean One Ship Management required third engineer for their oil and chemical tanker. So these are job openings for today. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. We'll meet you in the next video with next such updates. Until that, if you have not subscribed our channel, subscribe us by today. और please comment it below कि और कौन से रैंक को हम लोग मिस कर रहे हैं और आपको कौन सी रैंक की अपॉर्चुनिटी है